be a great audience, give our full attention to Kelsi.
I apologize, I'm feeling a little under the weather today, so forgive me. All right, so again, my name is Kelsi, everybody, and today I'm here to present to you some of the healthy eating habits that I've learned, researched, and challenged along the way of my 2-year journey to get to the healthiest me yet. As I near closer and closer to my new personal goals, I often feel just so blessed to have learned the information I've learned over the last couple of years and experience these habits working firsthand. Today I feel fortunate to be able to share with you some of the information that I've been taught. In recap of my last speech, if some of you guys remember, I shared with you the importance of eating real food rather than the fake processed foods that are so easy, convenient, and accessible. Health is not just about weight or appearance, but rather about a much bigger picture. I really believe that you can't be a healthy person unless everything is working together, states Mary Lou Henner, leading advocate for the Total Health Makeover. At the top of my list is the number one healthy eating habit, and that is to eat every 2 to 3 hours. It helps not to think about it so much as a meal or a snack, but more as a feeding opportunity. So throughout the day, you're giving yourself the opportunity to do better or to do worse, to move closer to your health goals or physique, whether it's losing weight, maintaining your weight, or in some people's cases, I know you guys shared with me, you yourself or family members gaining weight, a hope to kind of put on some more weight, or actually moving further away from those goals. The benefits of eating frequently throughout the day are that first, we're actually going to help to stimulate our metabolism, so the more frequently we're eating, the more nutrients we're getting into our systems, the more we're burning fat, and the more we're burning calories, and also the more energy we're going to have throughout the day. So let's first talk about how you would come up with a schedule for yourselves. What I do is my days are pretty normal. If I have a weird, odd day when I know I can finally sleep in the one day a week that I get to sleep in, I start out by kind of breaking up my day. It's pretty simple with, a typical day for me is getting up about 6:30 in the morning. You're going to want to eat your first meal within that first hour of waking up because you're going to start your metabolism off from the very get-go of the day. You're just helping yourself out. And then every 2 to 3 hours, 2 to 2.5 hours for me, I have another meal. And for women, about 200 calories per meal. For men, they're going to be a little higher, 250 to 300 calories per meal. And just break it up throughout the day, as you can see, in regular, about approximately 2-hour increments. And you'll notice here there's about a 2-hour gap before going to bed from the last meal of the day. And that's good. You don't want to be digesting that food, which is giving you calories to burn, which is going to keep you kind of awake and, staring at the ceiling and not being able to go to sleep, like I experienced last night. Another really important thing is, I threw in here, I'm not going to hit on it very much. Hopefully I'll have opportunity in my next speech. But you're going to want to drink, everybody's goals, men or women, about half your body weight in ounces of water or green tea per day. Pretty basic. I personally have learned that those are just the best things to eat. Green tea keeps your metabolism revved. Water, obviously, what most of our body is made of. Everything else, I think, is junk. Whether it's Gatorades or anything else like that, we can get that from our whole foods. We don't need it from those alternate processed sources. So, my personal opinion. All right, so I like how Josh Mers, head professional trainer at Fitness on 4th, puts it. Food in your metabolism is like putting a log on fire. If you wait a little too long until the fire burns down, and then you put a log on it, it's not going to do any good. If you add wood in regular increments, you're going to keep the fire revved and burning all day long. Just like adding a little food in regular increments to our body, you're going to keep your metabolism revved and burning more calories all day long each day. Second is that by eating every 2 to 3 hours, we help regulate the hormones in our bodies, specifically the hormones that are anabolic and the hormones that help build us up, as opposed to not eating throughout the day, which I also experienced. I just thought, well, if I only eat once or twice or 3 times a day, I'll lose weight. Well, it's completely opposite, and I still, 2.5 years later, can't quite get my head around it, but I just know that by doing what I'm told to do, it's worked dramatically. It's made all the difference in the world. Again, as opposed to not eating throughout the day and becoming more catabolic, or actually breaking down the tissue in the body, which is why you want to eat more often throughout the day. And that's the necessary constituents of eating frequently throughout the day. Lastly is that we actually help regulate our blood sugar levels, which is very important for those in here that are diabetics, married to diabetics, or have those in their family. That's another major important reason why you want to, continually eat throughout the day, assuming that you're eating the right things throughout the day. So consistently eating the right things throughout the day, eating every 2 to 3 hours, you're helping stimulate your metabolism, you're helping regulate your hormones, and helping balance your blood sugar levels. Again, don't think of it so much as a meal or a snack per se, but just think of it as feeding opportunities to do better or to do worse, move closer to your goals or move further away. My healthy eating habit number 2 is to eat protein with every feeding opportunity. Now, protein is important because it's thermogenic. When we eat food, it takes calories to break down those foods. Protein is specifically the most thermogenic macronutrient or food out of protein, carbohydrates, or fat, which means that protein is the most thermogenic. It's going to break down the most calories to be utilized when breaking down the food. Now, additional benefits of eating protein are that the building blocks of protein are amino acids. We need amino acids for recovery to keep from burning new muscle, and for maintaining lean body mass. How much protein are we supposed to consume? Well, ideally, we want to be consuming 20 to 60 grams of protein per meal. And remember, we're eating every 2 to 3 hours, so that's about 5, 6, 7, 8 times a day. That's a heck of a lot of protein. But like I said, it's very necessary for maintaining lean body mass, for building new muscle mass, and for actual muscle recovery. So again, we want to be consuming anywhere from 20 to 60 grams of protein per meal. So look at the size of your palm. That's about 1 serving of protein. People also like to refer to the size of a deck of cards. I think that's a great tip. The size of your palm is around 30 grams of protein, or 1 serving. For men, you're going to eat closer to 1 to 2 servings of protein per meal. So men would seek about 30 to 60 grams per meal. And women are going to try and hit the 20 to 30 grams per meal. Again, be informed that it's best to consume protein in every feeding opportunity and eat every 2 to 3 hours. My third healthy eating habit today is going to be to eat veggies with every feeding opportunity. Yes, with breakfast. Yes, with your pre-bed snack. 5 to 6 plus times a day. Remember I said that in habit number 1 to eat every 2 to 3 hours. Habit number 2, eat protein with every meal. And now with your protein, you get the privilege of including veggies with each one of those meals and snacks. Veggies are extremely important because they're alkalinizing to the body, whereas meat and dairy and grains are very acidic. So the veggies help balance that acidic load that we get from the meats, dairy, and grains to help alkalinize the body. And it's incredibly healthy to the immune system. In addition to being very alkalinizing, they're very rich in chemicals like minerals, nutrients, and phytonutrients, which most Americans are very deficient in. So do whatever you need to do to get them in, steam them, bake them, juice them, anything you can do, and you'll definitely benefit from them. So it's pretty cool to know that you may already be eating the foods that work best with your health or with your body, but simply arranging them and breaking up how often you eat them is going to make all the difference in the world. Trust me. Ben Brown from Body Systems Healing and Performance emphasizes and reminds us that our bodies were created to do all this stuff naturally, especially when given the right fuel.
Very good. Any questions for Kelsi? By the way, thank you. This reminded me.
Yes. I had spoken with a registered nurse a diabetic case manager, who suggested a ratio of carbs to proteins. Is that because I have to have a certain amount of carbs, and that if I increase the protein that goes with those, that would help too?
Absolutely. It was so frustrating doing these speeches because there's so much more I want to touch on, but I'm so limited on time. Absolutely, yes. You're going to have carbs throughout the day. You're going to have at least 1 to 2 fruits throughout the day, in addition to what I spoke about, which include carbs. Veggies also have carbs in them. You never want to eat a carb without adding a protein to it, because the carbs break down very quickly, and they give you that burst of energy, which is why athletes eat tons of protein right before a big event or something. Or not protein, a bunch of pasta or something, pizza, so ready for a big event. Well, you have that huge spike in energy, and your blood sugar has a huge spike, which is detrimental for diabetics especially. So by eating a protein with a carb, that protein breaks down that sugar slower, so you don't have that big spike in blood sugar. You just have it kind of levels you out. It maintains that energy longer. So number one, don't ever just have a piece of bread. Have a piece of bread with some peanut butter, almond butter on it. Just have a protein with any carb you're going to eat.
And the ratio doesn't matter?
The ratio does matter. I've got more of that coming in my next speech. So, yeah, you don't want to have... Sorry. Yes, the ratio does matter, and I'll hit on that next speech, but you want to have the carbs at the beginning of the day. You don't want to have carbs in the last 2 or 3 meals of the last couple meals of the day, because that's just going to keep you up and your body going. When you're wanting to go to bed, it's just not going to work for you. And it all goes to your hips. Go ahead.
I just have a quick question in regards to your working out. Do you work out in the morning or the evening?
I'm not a morning person. However, I have found and researched a lot that working out in the morning, before you have very much in your stomach, you actually burn more calories than not.
I was just curious of.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I've personally studied on it for the last year or so I've really done a lot of look and talked to some different trainers and some friends over in New York that are, training some celebrities and stuff, and they say that yes, actually getting up first thing in the morning, getting a half an hour of cardio or something in, some kind of an exercise.
On an empty stomach.
On an empty stomach. Now remember, you want to eat within that first hour of waking up. On an empty stomach, you're going to burn almost twice the calories.
Wow.
Is by having something in your tummy and then going to the gym. Or jumping on your treadmill or something.
Yeah, I was just
Great
curious.
question.
I heard mention of that, but I was wondering if you knew more.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite portable proteins, things that you can take on the go?
Great. And I was also going to hit on that next thing, because I feel like I'm giving you all this information and I'm not helping you out.
We'll forget.
But I am big on having stuff ready to go. I'm a busybody, big time. I'm always going everywhere. So I get a big bag of carrots from Costco, and when I bring them home, I get all these little sandwich baggies, and I separate the whole bag into that. And I have little containers of almond butter or raw peanut butter, not the Jiffy, none of that stuff. That's got sugars and all that other crap in it. We're off the record, right? All the other crap in it that is not good for you. You could, make your own almond butter at Fred Meyer's, or Costco's got great almond butter or peanut butter, raw. And just 2 tablespoons of that with some carrots is a quick, easy meal that you can do while you're at work, at your desk, running through your car or in the stoplight. You can eat and get that in, so you're staying on track with your 2 to 3 hours per meals. One thing that I'm getting away from, but the Premier protein bars, 30 grams per protein bar. It's a processed food. It's against everything I've been telling you. Yeah. But in an emergency, I always have something, just because it's better to eat the one thing than to not eat at all.
Sure.
Almonds, baggies of about 20 to 25 almonds. Awesome. That's a good meal. Completely blanking right here.
That's all right. You'll have more options
I
for us
do.
in the
I
third
do.
speech.
Yeah. You all day long.
Now you got to do it, Kelsi, because you're all ready to go more.
Yeah, I have I marinate a whole bag of salmon or tilapia or something like that, and I marinate them, and then I put them in the oven and cook them. And then I have all those little round Tupperware containers, yes. And I put one of the fillets of fish or a chicken breast or something, and then I empty those big bags of frozen vegetables at Costco, and I empty that in there, put them on there, and I have tons of them stacked up in my fridge. So I can just grab 2 or 3 of those a day, throw them in the microwave for 2 minutes, and I'm out the door, and I can eat while I'm driving. I probably shouldn't be promoting that, but yeah, just simple and simple. You just kind of find what works for you. And I know for me, I consistently failed when I had to cook for every single one of those meals. I have to have stuff ready to go in baggies, ready to grab from the refrigerator. And I have a couple meals in a grocery bag in your car, because next thing you know, an errand that was supposed to be in 1 hour, it turns into a 3 or 4 hour errand, and then you haven't eaten for 3 or 4 hours, and you're just hurting yourself. So it's good to have extra backup meals in your car or something.
Good job, Kelsi.
Did I go way over my time?